Hey you, what up? Welcome to my channel, welcome back, I'm Maryam, and this is the best foundations of 2022 video. It is your super important roundup video that I film once a year to rank and go down the list of the best foundations for the year, ending with my #1 foundation that I am actually wearing on my face right now. So go ahead and pause this video and leave your guess in the comment section what you think I am wearing on my face right now. But even if you don't know, it doesn't matter because this is the video that will give you all the details. I'm gonna go over prices, I'm gonna go over all the different finishes and coverages of all these foundations. So expect a very thorough but brief review of each one, and of course I'll also talk about bonus foundations that did not work for me. So with that said, let's get into this video. Remember to subscribe if you aren't already, notification bell for those Wednesdays and Sundays videos, share this video wherever it is shareable. If you like it, give it a thumbs up, and now let's do it. Best foundations of 2022. Let's find out which ones made the cut. Alright, so in this video, I'm actually not going to be applying any of these foundations to the face. I'm just going to be talking about them, and without giving too much away, here are my notes briefly. Don't pause on that, but I did want to show you that I come prepared for these videos. I do a lot of research, a lot of time goes into the making of these videos. I always like to re-watch all of my reviews, and I like to just compile a well-rounded opinion and just like my final thoughts on all of these. Now that I'm well prepared, I'm ready to start with the first foundation on my list, and this is not like in any particular order. I do have 8 foundations plus bonus 4, so that's like 12 foundations that I'm going to be talking about. So in no particular order, this year I really loved the new Beauty Blender Bounce Liquid Whip Longwear foundation. So now this is actually the same foundation as the original Beauty Blender foundation in a different packaging. This is repackaged and now it is in a squeezy tube. What I like about this one is the same thing that I liked about it when it first came out. I like the price, $29. I love the fact that this is a full coverage but a natural matte finish, which is an unusual combination because usually full coverage foundations tend to be very glammy and very matte. This one looks a little bit more natural, so you are able to sheer this out if you want to, so that it gives you more purpose than just a full coverage type of purpose. This also has some hyaluronic acid, which is great for oily AF skin. Also, I must mention, I am someone who has very oily skin, so all of these foundations that I'm going to be talking about work really well for oily skin, also for normal skin, but I will mention some foundations geared more towards dry skin, those that did not work for me. This though works not only for oily, for normal. I think this is like an all-round, one-size-fits-all type of foundation. If you're looking for a great full coverage, this one is it. So now the shade that I typically wear is either 3.55 neutral olive, tan olive, or I go with a 3.70 tan honey, which is a warm olive undertone. So both of these are on the olivey side. I think they have really great olive undertones, which is why I use it. Moving down the list, or up the numbers. No, down the numbers. Up the numbers or down the numbers? I have no idea. In number 7, we have my new favorite, CALIRAY Free Dreaming Skin Wellness Diffusing Tint. Now I will mention that I am including all types of foundations and skin-based products in this video, so not just full coverage foundations, but also light coverage skin tints like this one, because I feel like all of these products are face bases, so I'm going to include all of them. CC creams as well. So the reason why I love this one is because it is probably the easiest, the fastest, the quickest go-to type of product that you can use. I get this product on in probably less than a minute. Let's say I want to go to the gym and I just want my skin to be a little bit better. I just want to be like a little bit more prepared in case someone comes up to me to talk to me at the gym. Not that it ever happens, but I'm just saying. This is what I reach for, the CALIRAY Skin Tint. I love this one. It's so easy. It's so breathable. I don't need to set it, and I am someone with oily skin, so I usually always set my foundations, but not with this one. I just don't have the need to do this. It's really long lasting. It doesn't feel heavy on your skin. It does have a very light coverage, so if you have problematic skin, maybe this may not be enough for you, but on my good skin days, or like I said, if I'm going to the gym and I just need a little something extra, this is what I reach for. This is $39. Light coverage, natural finish, clean, super easy, one of my go-tos, and honestly probably one of my most reach for products this year. I love it for every day or any day. And the shade that I wear is shade 8, which is a warm light medium. Next on my list is NARS Light Reflecting Foundation, this guy right here, which is actually the only makeup skincare hybrid on my list. So now this is a natural finish, medium coverage foundation that is super, super breathable. But the best part about this one is it performs. Normally, when you think of hybrid products like skincare foundation hybrid products, they tend to be on the slippery, more like on the side of skincare than on the side of foundation. And so they typically don't work for me. This, on the other hand, is nothing like those other products that I'm talking about. This works, it works well, it looks beautiful, it gives you an even coverage, it's long lasting, it just looks really healthy on the skin. Now, when they say light reflecting, does not mean that it is actually metallic, does not mean that it has any glitter particles, nothing like that. It actually has a pretty natural finish with just like a hint of radiance, but it's not luminosity or anything like that. Also, it has some skin loving ingredients that supposedly give you more even looking skin over time. This is supposed to help with dark spots, with unevenness when it comes to tone, things like that. I actually don't even think of this product as like a skincare foundation hybrid. I just reach for it when I want my skin to look pretty, when I want it to not be too makeup-y, not too glam, but just like a great everyday coverage that gets you out the door quick and looking good. This is $49, so not super inexpensive, but it's a good one. The shade that I wear in this foundation is actually Vanuatu, which is not my shade in the regular NARS foundation. I usually wear Stromboli or Barcelona in the Natural Radiant foundation, but for some reason, those shades do not match the same shades in this foundation. The shades are different. Like my Stromboli is way too yellow, and so instead I choose the shade Vanuatu, which I think is like a better match. So just bear that in mind with like the shades, especially with different foundations within the same line, they don't always match. Specifically in this foundation, they do not match at all. Moving on to number 5. And like I said, these first few foundations are in no particular order. I'm just like showing you different products that I really like for different reasons. We have a light coverage, we have a natural coverage that looks really clean, we have a full coverage that I've mentioned so far. So now that I've mentioned all that, let's move on to the foundation that I think is probably the best long wearing foundation of 2022. I'm talking about the Makeup Forever HD Skin Foundation for Makeup Forever. This one is $43. Like I said, it is a long wearing foundation. It is waterproof. This has a natural finish, but with a medium buildable coverage. I do believe you can build this up to a full coverage, although they do not mention this. This foundation, I would say, is probably the most undetectable foundation for a fuller coverage foundation that you can find. I specifically love the fact that this looks great in real life, and it also looks amazing on camera. It looks great in photography. I remember wearing this to a red carpet event, and I had professional like Getty images taken of my makeup and like real close-ups of my face. I was so pleasantly surprised with the quality of my makeup in those images that I immediately accredited to this foundation. That's what I was wearing. I was testing it on the red carpet, and it definitely passed the test. This is an amazing product, $43. Like I said, looks great in person, looks great on camera, in photos. Definitely a keeper. The shades are also kind of funky in this one, but they made it a little bit easier. So the shade that I wear is 2Y20, so that's a yellow undertone. And if you're looking at other Makeup Forever foundations, this shade specifically will match to the Y305. Thankfully, they actually have that on the bottom of the bottle. So they actually say what the original shade is, so that it makes it a little bit easier for you to find your original shade, especially if you're used to using other Makeup Forever foundations. So I like that. I think they made it a little bit easier. They're thinking. Number 4 is Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation. This one has hyaluronic acid. So if you've been watching my videos for a while, you know I rave about hyaluronic acid. I feel like it's one of those ingredients that works really well for oily skin and also for dry skin, also for normal skin. It just does this amazing thing at balancing your skin and giving it whatever you need. So if you are oily, it is able to control your oils. If you are dry, it is able able to give you hydration. I just love hyaluronic acid, and this foundation is packed with it. $46, medium coverage, natural finish, and I wrote in my notes here, great for winter with 3 exclamation points. This is a foundation that I discovered last winter, which is when it came out. I believe it was like around January, February, and this is what I was reaching for all winter long, because let's face it, in the winter months, even oily skin feels dehydrated. It feels crackly, it feels tight. And I feel like this product really helps with that. It gives you almost the consistency of Charlotte Tilbury's Magic Cream. You know that Magic Cream that when you put it on your face, it just feels like your skin is sucking up the hydration, like it's drinking water. This gives you that same sort of feeling, and it lasts all day without leaving you greasy, without that oily residue or like that frying pan type of look. And I would know, because that's the look that I usually get at the end of the day with most foundations. But this is really, really great. Surprisingly, I don't see many people saying nice things about this foundation, and I think I'm going to accredit it to the fact that it is really difficult to find your shade in most Charlotte Tilbury foundations. So in this one, I wear shade 8, Neutral, and Neutral is kind of like an olivey tone when it comes to Charlotte Til's products. If you are going for warm, and if you're normally a warm, Charlotte Til's warms just tend to be way too warm, like too warm to be warm, if that makes sense. They are almost like the color of a spray tan, if that makes sense. They're just like a little too warm, a little too orange to look natural. So I never reach for the warms. I always reach for the neutrals, which lean a little bit more golden olive. So just FYI, bear that in mind. These next 3 foundations that I'm going to talk about are probably like my top 3, whereas the last 5 were kind of random. There was no specific order, but these next 3 that I'm going to be talking about are definitely like the gems. These are the gems of 2022. These were my favorite, my most used, just like the standout foundations for the year. So in number 3 slot, I am going to give it to Patrick Ta Major Skin Dual Foundation. So now this is a foundation and powder duo. On the top, you have a cream foundation. So this is the first cream foundation that I'm mentioning in this roundup. And then on the bottom, you have a powder to set it with. Usually, if you are someone who's oily skin like me, you tend to shy away from cream foundations, thinking that they are way too greasy, thinking that they will not look right on you. But this is actually formulated to look best on oily, combo, and normal skin. I wouldn't necessarily recommend this for dry skin, but for oily skin, it is a dream. This looks so beautiful, so natural, so pretty, just so easy, you know? There's a brush that comes with this foundation. They're sold separately, but it is intended to be used with this foundation. I don't like the brush. I don't recommend the brush. But specifically for this one, if you use a really, really, really dense brush and you kind of just like stipple on the product, it gives you the most undetectable, most beautiful coverage ever while hiding all of your imperfections, while just making you look like a star. The powder is just as great. So this is a product that is pricey. It is $52, and there's honestly not a lot of product in here, but it just works so well. It is just such great formulation, such great quality. So this is a natural finish, medium coverage that you can also build up, not to full, but closer to full if you want to. You can also shear it out, of course, because it is a cream, so that makes it just a little bit more moldable. 2-in-1 product, great for travel. I traveled with it a lot. Also, I will add that Patrick Ta excels at undertones for Asian skin tones. When I tell you that I literally use 3 to 4 different shades because they all look great on me, I'm not exaggerating. I use the shade Light Medium 4. I also use Light Medium 1 and 2 other shades that I can't remember, but these were probably like my most reached for. The undertones are just right. It's not too yellow, it's not too green, it's not too orange, it's just like right. And of course, there's also undertones for other skin tones. There's neutrals, there's cools, there's everything. But I'm specifically just mentioning the fact that I think Patrick Ta really knows his Asian skin tones, and we appreciate him for that. Number 2 on my list, oh, I'll just say it, HAUS Labs Triclone Foundation from the one and only Lady Gaga. You guys have probably noticed that HAUS Labs totally rebranded their whole line a few years ago, or like before the pandemic. This line came out and it was doing well, but they had a recent shift, and I really like where they shifted. I really like this pivot that they did, and I feel like the products, specifically this foundation, have been amazing. This foundation is number 2 on my list because it is just that great. So now this is set to be a medium coverage, but I would consider this a fuller coverage foundation. Of course, you can sheer it out, and I do tend to sheer it out every now and then. Sometimes I like to use my Lancome Genifique or like a serum type to literally make this less pigmented. But this is great if you need coverage and if you want it to look real and not fakey and not cakey and not gross. We all know what I mean when I say gross makeup, like makeup that literally looks like makeup, that looks like the skin isn't breathing. This is nothing of the sort. This is beautiful. This glides so effortlessly. It just makes it a pleasure to apply your foundation, if I can even say that. Let me give you some more info about this one. Yes, this foundation is formulated with arnica, which is an ingredient that helps reduce redness and inflammation over time. So that's something nice. It's like a calming ingredient, and so you can feel comfortable and confident applying this over your stressed out skin and not worry about it stressing your skin out even further. So I really love this one. I've been using it a lot ever since I got my hands on it. It is $45, so not super inexpensive, but I think it's really, really great. All right, you guys, we have come to the number 1 slot foundation, and it is also the foundation that I'm wearing on my face right now. The look that I'm going for today is kind of like everyday, easygoing, just like approachable type of coverage, something that anyone can wear and it doesn't feel too heavy or makeup-y. I am talking about the one and only, probably my favorite product of the year, if I'm being honest, DANESSA MYRICKS Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder. It is incredible if you have oily skin like me and if you need to control your oils. So basically I can rave about this for hours, but I'm not going to. I'm going to try to summarize it. This unique product comes in a balm-like package. This is shade 6 that I use right now for my current skin tone. And basically what this does is it evens out your skin tone, specifically if you have any amplified texture due to the oils or due to the overproduction of oils in your skin, like I do. This takes care of that in an instant. This takes care of it in a swipe. So basically this has an ingredient called Upsolite. I've actually never heard of this ingredient until this product came out, and I did some research. This ingredient is known for absorbing excess sebum while keeping your skin hydrated. So it really is an incredible, magical type of ingredient that really, truly works. And so I am so in love with this product. It is able to control my oils better than anything that I've ever tried, to the point where I don't even need to set this product with powder. This is a cream to powder formula, and when you first apply it, it does feel kind of balmy, but once you work it into your skin, it transforms to powder, so it does not need to be set. It is so easy, and once you get the hang of it, once you like figure out exactly how to mold it with your fingers or with your brush, it is a game changer. It is a game changer product. So this is $36. I have it in every single shade. I don't think I gave away any shades to anyone just because I found a way to use every single shade. I think there's like 10 of them all together, or maybe 11 if I'm counting the translucent as well. But basically I use shade 6 all over the face. I use shade 7 or 8 or 9 if I want to bronze up or contour. I use the universal shade, which is a clear, as a primer underneath my foundations, and I also can use the universal to set other foundations. It really is one of those versatile types of products that works well with other products, but a big but here, this is not a product that I would recommend for dry skin. This is solely for oily skin, for those of you who are like me, for those of you who suffer with amplified texture due to oils, who have problematic excess sebum. This is for us. But if you have dry skin, I am going to mention another foundation that I would recommend to you that looked absolutely beautiful on me but did not work at all because it is intended more for dry skin. I'm talking about DANESSA's other foundation, the Yummy Skin Serum Foundation. Now this is gorgeous. This is beautiful and it applies like a dream, but unfortunately it is just a little too slippery. It is a little too wet for me. So this is great on drier skin. Don't think I'm just raving about this and don't have like a backup recommendation for those of you with dry skin. Just keep that in mind. The Serum Foundation is $34. Like I said, beautiful, but did not work for me. Does not mean that it's a bad product. That actually brings me to a bonus round of foundations that I want to talk about. Foundations that look great on me, that I really liked initially, but unfortunately either did not have a good wear test or just did not work for me because of an ingredient or whatnot. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go over these 3 foundations. Number 1 being the IT Cosmetics CC Plus Nude Glow with SPF 40. So now I'm gonna pop it up right here, just so you know what I'm talking about. This is a $44 product, and although it looked absolutely beautiful on me, you could watch that video, you could watch that review. Unfortunately, this product contains a chemical sunscreen that I am very sensitive to. I'm talking about an ingredient called homosalate, and this is an ingredient that I just cannot wear. With my oily, acne-prone skin, this is just a no match. This is an ingredient that makes me break out almost instantly, almost like the next day. So it took me a while to figure this out, but once I did, I knew that I should just not reach for products with this ingredient. And ever since I stopped, I have been good. Similarly, although I loved the way that the Rare Beauty Positive Light Tinted Moisturizer with SPF 20 looked on my face, it also had the same ingredient, homosalate chemical sunscreen, that I am either allergic to or just am very sensitive to, but I could not wear this. This broke me out, and I couldn't give it a good review just because it was not for me. But both of these products looked really nice initially. So if your skin isn't sensitive, if you are someone who can wear chemical sunscreens, then you'll probably like these 2 products. And the final foundation that looked really great but did not work for me, and this is for a whole other reason, is Lancome Teint Idole Care and Glow foundation. So now this is a natural finish, medium coverage foundation that I really liked at first, but this product was so fragrant that it was almost too fragrant for me. I just couldn't deal with it. So if you are someone who doesn't mind fragrance, you might like this one. So just because it did not work for me does not mean that it won't work for others out there. So that's another reason why I just wanted to bring it up. And so with that, we've come to the end of the roundup. So how many of you actually guessed the right foundation on my face at the beginning of the video? Let me know, be honest. And mind you, I will also mention that my skin is not super great right now, and this DANESSA MYRICKS Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder is a light coverage product. The fact that my skin is looking this good and it is not doing that great right now is another testament to this product. I just had to throw it out there. All right, you guys, we have come to the end. I hope this was useful. Let me know what were some of your favorite foundations for the year, also your favorite products. Also stick around for the best products of 2022, encompassing all makeup products out there, not just foundations and eyeshadow palettes, but everything in between. So these are videos that I am very excited for. I do these every year, once a year. So with that said, I am going to zoom out. I'm gonna wish you guys a farewell. Happy holidays. I love you guys. I will see you in the next one. Peace out, and I'm out.